Oh, I'm a savage. Whatever I want, I'm going to get. Whatever I want.
That tough, controlling attitude Diddy's known for? Yeah, it hasn't disappeared, even now that he's locked up. In fact, it looks like he's still trying to run things from behind bars. The latest word is that Diddy may have gone too far, allegedly, threatening the federal judge handling his case. And why? Reportedly because the judge brought in Johnny Depp's former legal team to help with the prosecution. And honestly, it's not a huge shock. There have already been whispers about Diddy intimidating witnesses. There's a lot more going on behind closed doors than the public is seeing, so let's break it all down. From the alleged threats to the surprising involvement of Johnny Depp's legal team. As the high-profile trial of Sean Diddy Combs continues to grip the attention of just about everyone, new and troubling reports have surfaced, adding even more drama to an already explosive case. According to multiple sources, Diddy has made threats both inside and outside of court, raising big concerns about witness intimidation, obstruction of justice, and just how far he might go to protect himself. These accusations aren't just isolated incidents. Prosecutors say this kind of behavior is part of a larger pattern. The federal indictment lays out some disturbing claims that Diddy used threats of violence, sometimes involving weapons, physical assaults like choking and hitting, even hanging people over balconies, to force women into disturbing acts called freak-offs, and to scare them into staying silent afterward. One of the most alarming parts of the case is what prosecutors say Diddy's been doing while behind bars at the Metropolitan Detention Center, MDC, in Brooklyn. They accuse him of using other inmates' phone access to make three-way calls, contact witnesses, plant stories in the media, and even send money to inmates by topping off their commissary accounts, all to keep controlling the narrative. According to what was allegedly found in Diddy's cell, there was a 19-page document and a to-do list that prosecutors say detailed plans to bribe witnesses, dig up dirt on accusers, and control what's said about him on social media. His defense team says none of this is true and claims the government is twisting things. But the allegations of witness tampering are why Diddy keeps getting denied bail. In fact, the concern over witness influence was a major reason Judge Subramanian chose to keep him in custody in November 2024, continuing the decision that Judge Andrew L. Carter Jr. had originally made before the case was transferred in October 2024. But these aren't the only accusations Diddy is facing. Past lawsuits and public statements reveal a longer history of similar behavior. One well-known example involves Danielle Smith, a former editor-in-chief of Vibe magazine. She says that back in 1997, Diddy threatened her life during a disagreement over the magazine's cover photos. Smith claims that after she refused to let him see the images before they were published, a move that went against Vibe's policies, he called her and said she'd end up dead in the trunk of a car if she didn't cooperate. Smith also says Diddy sent two men to Vibe's office, who reportedly went desk to desk looking for the photos. For her safety, Smith had to be moved between offices before ultimately leaving the building. Her lawyer threatened legal action unless Diddy issued an apology. She says that apology came by fax within 2 hours. Smith first shared this story in a 2024 essay in the New York Times and later appeared in the investigation Discovery docuseries The Fall of Diddy, which premiered in January 2025.
So unfortunate. Pull back though, so they can see. That's crazy. Move out the way. You're still alive. Look at that. Look at it. Look. What you the drink on his head? And that's James from Simeon Mobile Disco. He is a actual DJ. I'm supposed to pass out, but when they come to one of my parties, this is what happens to them. Put him to sleep. Next day, right? Yeah, put the drink on his head.
Diddy's legal team has denied everything, calling her story pure fiction and accusing the documentary of being one-sided and unfair for not giving Diddy the chance to respond. Another disturbing accusation comes from Ashley Parr, who filed a lawsuit in October 2024. She says that in 2018, Diddy and his associates raped her as revenge for something she said on a FaceTime call, specifically that she believed he had something to do with Tupac Shakur's 1996 murder. Parr alleges that Diddy held a knife to her face and threatened to give her a Glasgow smile, a brutal facial injury over her comments. She claims Diddy's crew, including his bodyguard and chief of staff, also threatened her to ensure her silence. Then there's Dawn Richard, formerly of Danity Kane and Diddy, Dirty Money. In September 2024, she filed a 55-page lawsuit stating that Diddy threatened her life after she tried to step in and protect Cassie Ventura from his abuse. Richard says she saw Diddy choking and attacking Ventura, and when she tried to...
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, for all those in London that don't know what happens to the white man when he comes to a P. Diddy party, this is what happens to the white man.
To intervene, Diddy warned her he could make people disappear and ruin lives using his power. The list of people making claims doesn't stop there. Kirk Burrows, co-founder of Bad Boy Entertainment, filed a lawsuit accusing Diddy of showing up at his office in 1996 and threatening him with violence unless he handed over his 25% share of the company. Burrows says that after he gave in, Diddy blackballed him from the industry and cut him out completely. Perhaps the most horrifying accusation involves a minor. A John Doe filed a lawsuit in 2024, claiming that when he was just 10 years old back in 2005...
The problem is going to come in, with the Cassandra Ventura's tape. I mean, whether you've seen that before, you're certainly going to see that during the trial. And I think that's highly problematic, obviously, for Diddy, whether they've seen it before or not.
Yeah, because the prosecution is saying she was not only running away from Combs, she was running away from a freak-off, that there was a sex worker in that hotel room. That goes to the charge of sex trafficking, and also racketeering, because sex trafficking is a part of that as well.
Diddy sexually assaulted him during an audition. The suit says Diddy asked the boy how badly he wanted to be famous, then assaulted him and threatened him into silence. The boy's parents were reportedly too afraid to go to the police, fearing Diddy's powerful connections. Amid all these serious claims, the case...
Knowing that that's coming in, I think he has to take a stand and explain that. I mean, going back to the issue of celebrity client, you have a tension between image and what's best for the public image in the court of public opinion and what's better for the client. His apology was probably done to help his image, but I think it will hurt him in the criminal trial, and I think that's another factor which requires him to testify, because you have not only the video, but you have the prior apology coming into evidence, and that wasn't a very good apology.
The case has taken another unexpected twist, this time tying in with Johnny Depp's legal team. Ben Chew, the attorney who played a major role in Depp's defamation trial against Amber Heard, has weighed in on Diddy's situation, offering his expert take based on his experience with high-profile cases. Chew appeared on Piers Morgan Uncensored in October 2024, where he broke down Diddy's legal troubles and didn't hold back. He spoke about the 2016 hotel video where Diddy was caught physically assaulting Cassie Ventura, calling the footage devastating for the defense. Chew said if Diddy wants any chance at all, he'll likely need to testify himself and directly address what happened. He also criticized Diddy's past apology video, calling it insincere. According to Chew, Diddy has to genuinely show remorse and convince the jury that this was a one-time event, not part of a bigger pattern of abuse and sex trafficking. Even though Chew isn't officially part of the prosecution or defense, his insights have helped shape public perception. His legal background and media savvy, which helped Depp come out strong in the public eye, are influencing how many people view Diddy's legal strategy. Another lawyer from Depp's team, Wayne Dennison, also spoke out, warning celebrities close to Diddy to stay quiet. His advice? Don't get pulled into the drama or risk facing lawsuits yourself. Dennison's take shows how managing public perception is a big part of surviving a scandal like this, just as it was in Depp's trial. But as Chew pointed out, the differences between the two cases are huge. Depp's case was about defamation, a civil matter where the worst penalty was losing money and reputation. Diddy, on the other hand, is facing serious federal criminal charges. If convicted, he could spend the rest of his life behind bars. And unlike Depp, Diddy is up against much tougher odds, including that damaging video evidence. That contrast highlights just how steep the hill is for Diddy's defense team. This isn't just about clearing his name, it's about fighting to avoid a lifetime sentence. As the case moves forward, the allegations of threats, manipulation, and intimidation continue to cloud the trial. Prosecutors paint Diddy as someone who uses fear and power to silence critics and control his image. His legal team argues that these stories are exaggerated, money-driven, or simply made up. The reality, as with most complex cases, is probably somewhere in between. Ultimately, it'll be up to Judge Subramanian and a jury to look at all the evidence and decide what's true. Meanwhile, the court has become the center stage for one of the most unpredictable legal battles in recent memory. And in the middle of all this chaos, the judge recently made a major move that changed the tone of the entire trial. Shocking just about everyone in the room. This case isn't...
Combs allegedly planned and controlled the sex performances, which he called freak-offs. And he often electronically recorded them.
Isn't your everyday legal drama. It's shaking the entertainment world to its core. The allegations are severe: racketeering, conspiracy, sex trafficking through force, fraud or coercion, and even transporting people for prostitution. These aren't minor charges. They could send Diddy away for life. The indictment, which runs 14 pages long, describes a disturbing network of abuse. Prosecutors say Diddy used his businesses to sexually exploit women, commit acts of violence, and obstruct justice. At the center of these claims is what they call freak-offs, wild, drug-fueled sexual encounters that were sometimes secretly recorded and later used as blackmail. The accusations are so shocking that prosecutors say the victims were left physically drained and even needed IV drips to recover afterward. And with every new development, the story keeps getting more intense. Buckle up. The next chapter in this legal roller coaster is just beginning.
That she died of pneumonia?
Absolutely not.
Why? What evidence do you have?
She was in the best of health. We just saw each other prior to her passing.